Welcome to the Broth Queens podcast. Because I don't have any title yet for my podcast. But anyway,
Victim
um,
number one.
victim number one. No, I really wanted to start interviewing Atticus for the first episode because I just feel that he has so much information to share.
I don't know what that means.
So anyway, we have been getting messages on my account and in the kids' account before. They're asking ano yung religion natin? What's our religion? And I said we were born in a forced to be in a Roman Catholic setup. But hold on. So we can start with answering maybe that question first. I'm no
What's the
expert
question?
interviewing, so
What's the question?
please forgive me. What's our religion?
Okay.
And then maybe another question that I got was, how do you separate yourself, or do you separate yourself from the actual line of work or field that you're in, which is the motel?
Okay.
So people are wondering, and kasi there's another question also about like how do we plan on explaining your work with our kids where they could understand it, because there's still a stigma when you hear the word motel.
That's a great
Right.
question.
So we can start with that. So,
Okay. One thing I always talk about, I had a strange upbringing. Growing up in a business, I am third generation motelier, if there's such a word. What that means is my grandfather started the motel business. And it was the business that was instrumental in generating his wealth.
okay.
And from that, my dad took over, and eventually I took over. And I grew up in this business. And early on, I didn't understand totally what it was. I remember I started inspecting rooms when I was 14 because my dad that's when I discovered guitar, and I wanted to learn guitar. So I asked my dad if he could give me money to buy a guitar. And he said, I'll pay you to inspect. I'll give you 100 pesos per room inspection report.
Okay.
So at age 14, I was inspecting rooms. I had a clipboard with a checklist. I would go to every room and look at my checklist and check each area. And I gave my dad 40 of those reports. No, my amplifier then was 44,000, I think.
Oh my God. So you did inspect 40 rooms in one day?
44. No,
44?
over several days. It took me.
Okay.
It was about, I timed it. Back then it was about 6 minutes per room to fulfill the checklist. Eventually I got it down faster. And then I had to type a report. Anyway, I didn't know what it was back then when I was inspecting rooms. And it was growing up in high school when the teachers would call for attendance and my name would come up, King, and they'll ask me, are you related to the Anito brand or the Victoria Court? And then he'd ask for a discount card. I didn't understand what it meant. So my teachers were asking for discount cards to the motels. And I thought, yeah, sure. Right?
But you have no idea.
No idea.
No idea. At 14,
I just thought it was like a hotel.
Okay.
Okay. So my classmates would all giggle and laugh.
Wait,
Right.
that's very interesting. Hold on. That's
Yeah.
very interesting that you did not, knowing you, based on my 10 years of exposure from you, I thought by that age you would already, because you're so curious naturally. So I would think before 14, alam mo na ano exactly yung motel. Because you would hear maybe your family talking about it. And
I'd say I was about 16 or 17 already, and I still didn't.
understand the concept of the
didn't.
business.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I think I would attribute it to I didn't have any malice. So my teenage mind, which was full of testosterone, had no malice. I don't know. I didn't get it back then. Or maybe it's more like it didn't bother me. I didn't care. But eventually I did. So, and this is the answer to your question on religion. When I graduated college, I graduated hotel management.
Okay.
And when I finished that, I remember telling my dad, Dad, I am going to work for your hotel brand. So we had a hotel brand back then called Hotel La Corona. And I said, because I feel conflicted with my values, with my religion, working for the motel. And it's actually my uncle Whedon, who owned Anito back then, who is a devout, born again Christian, who I guess introduced the concept that the motel was a sin industry, that it was malicious, it was bad.
Okay.
So I remember I graduated college. I told my dad, "Hey, I'll work in the hotel because I feel conflicted."
Okay.
And then when I was working in the hotel business, I guess my greed took over, and I realized, wow, this is so. I was looking at our profit margins, and I would, for some reason, I would also compare it to the motel profit margins. And the motel profit margins were more robust, were just way healthier.
Siguro, discuss further about the religion side.
Yeah, I'm getting to that.
Yeah, okay, there you
So,
go.
but the reason I moved, the religion came along was, I realized that I have personal financial goals, and that it was easier for me to grow the motel business. And around the same time, my friends and my uncle introduced me to several books that made me reframe and take a different look at religion. So these books were The Celestine Prophecy, Conversations with God, Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist. There was a Tai Chi book, I forget the name. But the whole point was, it it reframed my concept of sex, premarital sex,
Okay.
sex outside of marriage. And I reframed that understanding and saw it as sex being an exchange of energy, and that it was not evil.
Okay.
Unlike what I was raised to believe growing up a Roman Catholic. This is bad. You're evil if you do this. You're evil if you do this outside marriage. And if I understand correctly, there are some religions that even say you're not supposed to have sex with your wife unless it is for procreation.
It means.
Have you heard of that?
Yes, but
So even if you're married,
yes.
it can never be for recreation. Can't be for fun.
Pero pag pinilit na rape yun, di ba?
That came later. So anyway, when I discovered these books, I realized, hey, I've had it wrong all along. And that was a key moment in my life. I was in my early 20s where I decoupled spirituality from religion.
Okay.
That's when I realized you don't have to have religion to be spiritual.
Okay.
So now I find that most people think that if you don't have a religion, you're
a bad person.
a bad person.
Yeah.
You have no moral compass.
Yeah.
I disagree. In fact, there are studies that have. There's a study on kids when religion is introduced early, they become less altruistic. So meaning
Sandali, paki-Google nga yung altruistic.
they become more judgmental. So meaning, let's say I'm a Catholic kid and that's a Muslim kid. I'm like, oh, they'll start judging early.
It divides people.
It divides people. So that's what the science says.
Yeah.
And then I also realized it's like, why, I have nothing, I don't totally disagree with religion. In fact, I think it is useful for some people.
Yeah.
Some people are at the level in their life, in their cognitive development, where they need that scaffold.
You mean anchor?
Yeah, they need the scaffold or anchor, that foundation to lean on. It moderates their inner dialogue. Some people are not able to moderate that inner dialogue without religion. So, and it usually gets dark. It can get dark. But I was also lucky that my dad introduced me to a teacher early on who helped me identify who are you beyond the
There,
roles or the hats that you wear. So
okay.
beyond being a son, now a father, beyond being a business person, being a musician, who are you? And early on, I identified as a seeker. When I said, beyond all of that, I'm a seeker in this life. I want to learn. I want to discover what life is about,
About.
or the adventure of life. Sorry, it's a long answer.
Yeah, but basically, the
Yeah.
gist of it is,
The gist of it is the motel helped me discover my spirituality sans religion, without religion. And in fact, I feel more connected now to life, to the moment,
okay,
without that filter. So I found that it's like if your personality is an operating system, like your phone, right? You have Android or iPhone. Religion is an app. And when I removed that app, my operating system worked way better,
better.
smoother. Because I now have no conflict.
You
I
have less
I removed the conflicts in my life.
biases? Would you say less
Yeah, my
biases?
inner dialogue has less judgment. So if I'm in the motel business, it's fine. I see it. There's no hypocrisy inside
Walang conflict
yeah.
of,
There's no narrative in my mind where I'm like, oh, you're a hypocrite. You're doing that. So wait, I like your question. How will I introduce this to our children?
yeah,
Same way I discovered it as an adult, where I'll tell them this is the part of human existence. You know, there sex. This is all part of being human. These are the good aspects and the bad aspects. So I'll teach them the responsibility of sex and how they can use it. Um, they can enjoy it. They can have it in their life in a way that doesn't hurt them long term. So for me, I have to show them the facts first. And then from that, I feel with all the years of imparting our way of thinking, our values, that I have to let them go and trust their judgment. I can't control that.
for sure.
Yeah, we can't control that.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so to answer, currently, because we're homeschooling, we plan on exposing them to world religion. That way they can see the difference of each religion, and maybe
The
later,
world's religions, yeah.
world's religion. So maybe later, if they can resonate with any of those, by all means, they can study deeper and understand. If it resonates with them, they can choose to be part of it or maybe not. So we'll see from there. But yeah, I think it's a good start. Thank you for being here.
Okay, you're welcome.
It feels weird to talk to you in this setting since I'm usually like,
I have a question for you as we close.
Okay.
Why did someone as beautiful as yourself choose someone more beautiful to marry? I'm kidding.
I honestly don't think I am beautiful growing up until I was old enough to understand that there's that.
I
But
didn't really want an
anyway,
answer to the question. I just wanted to make my wife awkward.
yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, that's it. So thank you, Atticus King.
Thanks, Kim King. This is
for
weird.
for being here. This is actually a test podcast, but if you guys have any questions that you want me or him to answer, I would be happy to do that on our next interview, or I can also bring something or someone to interview. So basically, this platform, I want to use this to educate people and to also show that there is the other side of what we think or what we believe in. And we can question the norms, the normal, the traditional, and see the other side of life. May it be something that you believe in, or may it be the opposite. I'd be happy to show. And also, not just about health. I think it would be nice to just generally give information that will help us question our traditional mindset and explore the other side of life. Again, this is Kim, and this is Atticus King.
Thanks for having me,
Welcome
babe.
to the Broth Queen podcast.
All right, cool.
I think that's a good start.
Yeah.